Well, hello everyone. Welcome to week 6 of Formula G Season 3. We are back in Europe and we are in Belgium today. A small, tightly compact country, Calamity. I know it's one of your favorites. Not really, but it's at least a little bit more familiar to our players compared to a country like Taiwan. So yeah, what are you going to expect here out of our drivers today in Belgium?
Yeah, we certainly played it enough times for it to be familiar with everyone. Um, I think you're probably gonna need close to 25k as well as usual most of the time to get any points from this. Um, I don't think Belgium usually, provides too many problems. The main problem you could have is being somewhere out in the middle of nowhere in a
Mm.
relatively rural place, where essentially all you're relying on is signs to different towns where you don't have any road numbers to work with. And, probably the best you'll find is like, hey, this town is 5 kilometers over there and this one's 10 kilometers over there. And then you kind of want to get either, well, either you know the towns, in which case, good for you,
Yeah.
or you want to get lucky and find them on the map.
Or hope that it's not actually 5 kilometers, it's only one or two, and you can get there and find some road numbers to help you out. And along those lines. Now we've got 5 drivers as always for you today. Our 5 driver lineup is Pisanico, Calamity, Mr. Blue, M the Baseman, and Pluki in that order. So we will start off with Pisanico in round number 1. And at least we start off in an urban area.
And that's good. That helps.
Oh. Right away, you're going to be looking for a town name and hope it's one you can read and easily find on the map, because that one's a little bit blurred out.
Yeah, usually the thing you want to do in Belgian cities is look at the street names on the corners, like this one. Um, Although it looks like this one does not have. Oh, that one does.
Mm.
Uh, does have the name on it. Namur. Taking him a bit to find it. It's one of the biggest cities in Belgium.
It's right there on his screen. Can't. No, I didn't pause the screen. He just was looking at it. He was looking right at it. I don't know why he didn't put the pin on it, but
Something strange
something,
happened.
yeah, something just weird happened on his video.
Yeah, because I looked at the timer and it was at 2:51, and then suddenly jumped to 3:21 or something like that. So
There's a loop in the video where it plays the same 30 something seconds twice.
it definitely jumped forward the first time to get to that though, which was the weird part. Like we were just going around the moor, and then suddenly he was staring
Mm.
straight at the sign, and it skipped like 30 seconds, and
And then it
then
went back
it
and he
just
did it all
played them
over
again. Yeah,
again.
yeah.
So something was weird with his recording. The resolution was also horrible.
Yep.
That might have been part of it. He might have reloaded his game in order to try to improve his resolution if his internet was overworked. Closed a few
You
extra of those tabs, or
can't have reloaded it
because then
because
yeah, it would
then
have
it would
started
have gone
completely at the
back to the
beginning.
start. Yeah.
So,
So it's just a very weird thing.
but
He's now
nonetheless,
gonna
we
look
still
for
we
the
still get to
road.
see the entire 4 minutes of the play. So all good. Things happen. Technical difficulties. Just under half the time left. He's trying to pin down this road.
He was pretty set on that specific place. I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't think like we're near a river, but I don't know if you actually saw anything that would indicate that.
Rue de la Pépinière is the road he started on going west east, and I couldn't quite read that one before he put his map over it.
Yeah, it looks like he does think we're close to the center of town, which wouldn't be a bad guess at all, but those road names didn't pop up immediately. It's not quite right either. Still got about a minute to go. Yeah, and this can be some of the most frustrating things to do in GeoGuessrs. Like, okay, I've got all the information. I know the roads, I know the town, but I just can't quite find it on the map. So you have to find more information so you can make use of the information you've already got.
Yeah, it is. It is
Mm.
though definitely more of a skill than I think people usually
Yeah.
think, just finding stuff on the map. It's not as luck based as you might imagine, because you do have usually more information that you're subconsciously aware of than, that you actively remember. And then it's just about getting that information back out of your brain and being like, okay, hey, I walked like west to get there, and then there was a north south road, and then maybe I got to a river, or maybe it was a place that looked like the town center, so maybe I should be like sort of in that direction. And you can narrow it down a lot based on that before you even find any of the road names.
Yep. And with about 10 seconds left, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a futile effort. He hasn't found those names. Oh, there we go. I say, of course, the minute I say it, he finds the right place, and literally 5 seconds left. A little bit too much of adjusting, but it still will be good enough for an ace. So yeah, every second counting in this round for Pisanico, and finally finds that road, Calamity.
Yeah, definitely a bit lucky there in the end that he ended up finding it. Maybe he did just eliminate everything else and arrived at the only place it could have been. But I'm assuming more so it was just, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, not bad. How did everybody else do in that round?
Yeah, round one, not really a problem for anyone here. Me, Basement, and Mr. Blue all around between somewhere like 2.5 to 2 minutes 45, and Pluki almost using all of his 4 minutes, but still being comfortable and having a couple of seconds left. Everyone gets a 5K.
Nice. Aces across the board for that one. Well, let's jump over to you, Calamity, and see how things go in round number 2 for you. As we jump in here, and this feels a lot more like Belgium.
Are you implying that Namur didn't feel like Belgium?
Well, I mean, like, this is usually what happens when you get into Europe in the Benelux area. You're in a small village at an intersection with some signs, and that's all you got.
Mm.
It's not going to be one of the major cities. This is the kind of Belgium that's actually going to put you to the test a bit. But a roundabout with towns in lots of directions is certainly a welcome sight, including a quite noticeable town name for you.
Mm-hmm. We're somewhere around there, and there's a there's a roundabout to the north. It's just a question of which roundabout is it. I'm looking here for a street name, but there isn't one on this intersection.
It's the one thing, like, if I'm in America and I find a roundabout, it's probably the right one because there's so few in cities. But if I'm in Europe and I find a roundabout, like, good luck, because they're like every other intersection is a roundabout in Europe. It feels like it, anyways.
A bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, there's definitely a lot more.
As an American, I feel like that's what it is like. You guys need this many roundabouts, really? Your city planning has to be that good?
Yes. All right, so I've got a road name. I'm now looking. Hey, is this the road? No. Is that the road? No.
Another one of those.
This is a road.
Times when talking about that map searching skill coming into play. Definitely on this one. Some of the best information you have is the directionality of everything.
Just confirming that the road definitely goes the way I would expect it to on the map. You never really know if a side road doubles back around and meets the main road somewhere else.
And Calamity fast on the trigger as always. 2 meters away, we'll assume that's a 5K.
Yes.
And not a bad one from there. But yeah, plenty of signs for towns. A couple of them quite large, easy to spot on the map. Means didn't even take you the full 4 minutes to find this one again. Everybody else?
Pisanico was actually the first out of all 22 drivers in this whole race that dropped points on this round. He was 700 meters away and dropped about 100 points. Everyone else still 5K.
5K, unfortunate for him. But everybody else is still on a perfect game. We'll just keep things moving along then into round number 3 with Mr. Blue. And yeah, more of the same without the signs.
Yeah.
This time.
A crucial part of it that's missing.
Farmhouse, though, isn't too bad. It's at least something you can use as a reference point for getting down to that pinpointing stage.
But you do need to get down to that pinpointing stage first.
Yeah, there is a road name, but not really readable. Very small
Yeah.
sign. Just gonna continue north on this path.
It's the kind of road name where if you actually know where you are on the map and you've got a couple of road names, you can probably discern which of those it might be just by how long it is and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously at this point it doesn't help at all.
Yeah, maybe you can make out one letter or two in there. That's enough to help you distinguish it. But when you've got the whole country to still consider,
Yeah.
not a whole lot it'll do for you.
You usually have like kind of the shape of the word as well, like how some letters are longer than others and stuff like that.
There we go. Savior, small little town. He will look in the southern part of the country. Language giving it away there. But there are quite a few Saint somethings in this area, so not much.
Yeah, you should be looking for the bottom town of these two.
So like the larger municipality region?
Yes.
That it's in?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's slowly coming onto his map there to the left.
There we go.
There it is.
Now find the little village surrounding it. Yeah, but we'll see if it's even labeled.
It definitely is labeled. The problem is just in Belgium, you have to zoom in quite far to find the small towns.
So we went north all the way to get there. So backtracking south. You know, there is a bit of a... Okay. I don't think there's a road there, but... more of just maybe moving the pin out of the way to make sure you can see everything. Le Mans would be my guess for the name. Did look like it started with an M or an N, and it was pretty short.
Yeah, it was short.
And there's the farm, maybe there down to his right.
Yeah, you can see as well the intersection to the north of him, where the road goes off to the east and then straight away goes north. That's the intersection where you found the sign at.
Yeah, so he knows. And actually, the bigger farmhouse seems to be the one he's looking at. Not too bad. So a small sign. Tip for all you viewers out there, pay attention to those bottom town names. They can help you find something on the map that's a little bit bigger than the small village you're in. Mr. Blue putting on a clinic here. How to pinpoint Belgium.
He is on a perfect score, and Belgium, you kind of have to assume that if all rounds are fairly easy, then you need to be as close as possible.
Yeah, and after 3 rounds, he does stay perfect. Another ace for him. 18 meters away, a bit tricky to pinpoint. Boxo, we can see there with his pin, a bit better in terms of distance. But I definitely think you're right, Calamity. In Belgium, you know, you need 25K at least to get to the podium, right? And then it might come down to distance. You could probably be in the points without a 25K, but you're not going to make podium without a perfect game. And at least he gives himself a chance at that. How did everybody else fare in round 3?
Yeah, this was essentially the round that decided the whole seed, basically. Baseman dropping only a bit over 100 points there, 800 meters away. Pluki dropping about 500 points. And then me and Pisanico just not finding anything there. And, well, with 110 points for me and 256 points for him, that's pretty much game over.
Ouch. Was it just like going the different direction, or?
I found the same town name that Mr. Blue found. I found some other town names as well, but I just couldn't find them on the map.
It's a bit unfortunate round, yeah. And being that far off means, your chances of being in the top 10 are pretty slim. For that, well, let's go to the baseman and see if he can do a little bit better in this round. We've been getting progressively, as it loads this picture, I was going to say we're getting progressively less information, and sure enough, we go from paved road to dirt road in round number 4.
Yeah, we're definitely getting more and more rural. Maybe try the other direction, yeah. a good idea.
There we go. At least it's got some pavement on it this way. He'll head west. And looks like the weather changed a bit as well.
Mm.
And there we go. Back and forth. And there we go. A major road. Might have some help. There's the street name.
Sure, that little logo. I think that might have been the town name as well.
Yeah.
And you had the logo on there too. Male, there it is.
And the baseman is not Belgian, but is from a neighboring country. Seems pretty confident he knows at least this border area. Regular stopping ground for him.
He does also have the little street name that he came from. So as long as he can figure out which main road he's currently on, he should be good.
We're getting all sorts of weather here. Bio milk. Well, I would hope so. If the milk isn't biological, I would be a little worried. Oh, there it is. Very nice find. No trouble spotting it in this one. Now the trick is going to be where on this dirt road we are. Not a whole lot to work with. There is that creek running next to it.
Running next to the whole length of it, though.
Yeah. He's going to head east now to try to find another sort of intersection. There's the other side for sure. And there's only rivers going off of this entire road, which makes it a little bit tricky because there's definitely some small paths you could use, but they don't appear on the map.
There's also some buildings to the south that you just can't see because they're all blurred out.
Yeah, there they are.
Yep.
He knows those are slightly to the west of him. There is a river. Wow. Okay. Google Maps deciding to be precise.
Sometimes.
Sometimes picks up the little creek at the border of the property, and that'll be enough for him, the baseman, to get within 5 meters. Very nicely done. An ace, so only 1 round slip up for him back to a perfect round for that. But I guess this was probably just like the last round, Calamity. If you caught that village name and found it quick enough, probably could figure it out because you had the road name. But if that wasn't enough for you, it might have been a difficult round.
It was essentially a case of, like, you had to go west. But given how everything looked, it was the logical decision. And then it just mattered if you could pick up on the town name and find it on the map, I guess, which didn't prove too difficult for most people. There were still some significant points dropped here or there. 5k for me, though it doesn't really matter anymore. 5k for Mr. Blue as well, who's still on a perfect score. Pluki dropping about another 280 points, and Pisanico with another 100 points dropped.
Yeah, well, Mr. Blue is definitely looking at maybe a podium finish for this one if he can keep that distance down in the final round. But we will watch Pluki after 2 perfect rounds. 2 rounds have not treated him well. And we'll hope that round 5 will be a little bit more forgiving in terms of information. And it does appear that way. We're finally back to civilization. Well, dense civilization, let's put it that way. Hanut, is that a city name that he's looking for?
Yes, it is.
There we go.
I didn't see Hanut, but I know it's a city name.
Gotta be fast. And there you go. Within 30 seconds, he's got the town. And there's a road name.
Stop.
Does it say COVID stop?
No.
Just stop.
I don't actually know what the word means. Let me Google it quickly. Car sharing?
Ah.
I don't know why it says car sharing stop, but that's what the sign apparently says.
It's like a bus stop, but for car sharing or
something? that could be, yeah. I thought it meant, hey, don't do car sharing. That's bad. Stop.
Yeah, stop being eco-friendly.
Yeah, being a stop for car sharing makes more sense.
I also picked up on 2 Belgian flags near the starting location, which, if you didn't already know the country, that would definitely help you out.
I guess, yeah.
There we go. Not too bad. 7 meters away. He will finish strongly on an ace, but not the trickiest round. A good way to finish. And with that kind of a round, I would assume everybody else was close to a 5K, with Mr. Blue probably keeping his perfect game alive.
Yes, he does keep his perfect game alive to finish 5th. Baseman also with a perfect last round there to at least finish 10th, grabbing 1 point. Pluki's perfect round in this last round didn't help him back into the points. He stays in 14th. Yeah, I had no problems with it either, but 18th place due to that round 3. And Pisanico dropping another 100 points, though again at this point of no real consequence, in 20th place.
Very nice. Well, yes, we had some very interesting progression, or regression rather, from city to rural, and then finished up with a small village that was quite nice. Bit of a relaxing final round for our drivers. If you want to see how everybody else did in the field, as well as how the standings are shaping up in both the drivers competition as well as the constructors challenge, head over and to this channel and watch our show. We cover everything over there, and we'll see you there. Take care.
Bye.